Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending August 1st. Hard to believe August is already here. So with that, some information to make people aware of. Surprisingly enough, October 28th is going to come pretty quick. October 28th is a Tuesday evening, and that's when our fall town meeting is scheduled to be. At this point, I know there's going to be a warrant article on the warrant for repairs of a portion of one of the school roofs. The school was fortunate enough to get a grant through Mass School Building Association to fund a portion of those repairs, but those repairs are necessary, need to be done. Because of the timelines that have been set by the state, this issue has to be raised and addressed during the fall town meeting. So that will be occurring. Won't be any zoning amendments that I'm aware of at this point. Shouldn't be much at all on the warrant, I don't think, at this point. But just want to have people mark their calendars for the October 28th meeting. There will be an article for the school roof. I don't have an amount yet, but it will be pricey certainly, and be important for people to weigh in and voice their concerns. And again, the school has been proactive and received grant funding for a portion of that school program, so a school roof replacement, excuse me. So that's going to be very beneficial to the taxpayers. Just to remind everybody one last time, on the blood drive on August 9th, that's going to be happening up at the Kingston Fire Department at 105 Pembroke Street from 9 to 3. If you go on the town website, there's a link that you can sign up for a time that's most convenient for you. It helps out with the Plymouth County District Attorney Comfort Dog Program. So, and as I think as everybody's aware, the town of Kingston's Police Department has been awarded a comfort dog. They've identified the dog at this point. I still think it's going to be a bit of time before the dog is under the ownership of the Kingston Police Department, but they've identified the dog. There's training obviously that needs to occur for the handler and the dog, and that process will be starting sometime later on this summer. So if you can get up there and give some blood on the 9th of August, it will be very much appreciated. The board had a selectmen's meeting on this past Tuesday night. The board discussed a number of things. The first one was Kingston is part of a municipal aggregation program. What that allows for is it allows for residents and property owners of the town of Kingston to purchase their power through a municipal aggregation program instead of Eversource. It is a bit cheaper than Eversource's prices, so you save a little bit of money. They now have a program to help out with low-income electric users. That if you're a low-income resident and meet the guidelines, Eversource has your name already, and you'll be able to enjoy some additional savings on your electric bill. The average savings is like $14 a month, so it's not huge, but it's something. So we brought that forward to the board for their consideration Tuesday night. The board was happy with that, and they've accepted and approved that program. So there's some information on the website if you'd like to take a peek and get some information. If you have any questions, you certainly can call the selectman's office, and we'd be happy to try to help you out. If you're already involved in the municipal aggregation program, you should be flagged if you're eligible for this new program to take an opportunity to save some additional money. We also had an attorney come in who Kingston's used in the past. It's time to renew our cable license with Verizon. We have 5-year licenses with Verizon and Comcast. Verizon's license expires in 2028. The state likes communities to start the negotiation discussion to renew that license 2 to 3 years early. It should be a quick discussion. There's not a lot really to discuss or that's open to be discussed. Really all we can talk about is the towns can raise a franchise fee up to 5% of the cable bill. And we have the opportunity as a community to have Verizon, in this case, fund some capital things, whether it be cameras, or other items that are necessary to provide community access TV. We don't have the ability to negotiate a monthly price for the cable bills themselves. The cable companies go through the approval process to get the different programs and options that they have available to you approved through the state. The town can't control those prices. So the Kingston's in a little bit of a different and a unique situation and a good situation in my mind, with the fact that we're in a regional cable through PAC TV or now the local scene. So we'll be making sure that the Kingston isn't paying any more or any less than the other communities that are part of that local scene regional program. But if you have any questions or comments, again, you can reach out to the selectman's office. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. We then moved on to a dangerous dog hearing. We've been dealing with a dangerous dog for nearly a year now. The dog has most recently was aggressive to a neighbor and the neighbor's dog. So the board held a hearing and made the tough decision of giving the owner of the dog until August 15th to have the dog rehomed to a rescue for Great Danes. And if they're not able to do so, they're going to be required to humanely euthanize the dog on the 15th of August or sometime shortly after. Just wanted to, it's a sad, tough decision for the board. I think it's the right one, unfortunately, at this point, being a dog owner, as well as the board members all being dog owners. Not a fun decision to make, but in the best interest of the community and the neighborhood. We had a one-day liquor license for an August 2nd event at Opachinski Field Complex that was approved. The Recreation Commission, has approved the use of the facility as well. There was a discussion on establishing a school zone on 2nd Brook Street for the elementary school and intermediate school. Just a little background on that. We had a vice principal from one of the schools contact me probably 2 months ago, seeking a school zone similar to the one that was created for the high school. We met, we talked and discussed the situation. The police department is supportive of this school zone. What it does is it will create signage, making people aware there's a school zone coming. In the school zone, you've got to have reduced speed. So it's a safety feature for the kids. It's about a $15,000, $16,000 cost for split pretty much equally from engineering to ensure that the signs are properly spaced and in an appropriate place based on the road network. It also provides the town a little bit of a liability buffer if there was an issue that they found the school zone signs are placed inappropriately or illegally. Then we have some ability to go after the engineering firm that provided us the locations for those signs, and then about $7,300 for the signs themselves. So the engineering firm has been contacted to get going on that. We've asked the sign company to order the signs for us. It's about a 3-week turnaround on that. So the goal is to have the school zone up and running by the first day of school later on this summer, this fall. Because it was kind of an unexpected expense, I've reached out to the superintendent of the schools, who will bring my request to fund half of the cost of the project to the school committee for their decision, and we can move forward one way or another. The town will pick up the entire $15,000+ if we have to, or hopefully and ideally we'll have the school partner with us to share that expense. Moving forward from there, I brought forward to the Board of Selectmen a discussion about whether or not they wanted to consider bringing a warrant article forward at fall town meeting to have the town clerk position become an appointed position rather than an elected position. The reason I brought it forward and the timing of it now is, as we've learned through having the collector treasurer position combined and having that position then become appointed, state law requires for the position to finish up its current elected term before it becomes an appointed position. So we've had a quasi-elected appointed treasurer collector now for the better part of over 2 years. The current town clerk, Paul Gallagher's position, his term expires next spring, May of 26, at the election. So what this would allow us to do is, if we brought it forward in October at the town meeting and it was approved, we would have to submit special legislation to the Senate and legislature for their approval. It's really a boilerplate housekeeping issue at their level. They would approve it, and then we would be able to appoint a town clerk right after the elections in May of 26. So the board discussed it. They voted 4-1 to support it. The reasoning to have an appointed, frankly, it allows or requires that employee to follow personnel guidelines. We have a wage and personnel guideline for non-union employees. This position would be required to comply with the personnel guidelines that are there. Right now, and Kingston's been exceptionally fortunate in the past to have very, very dedicated, hardworking elected clerks, collectors, and treasurers. But that being said, they don't have any guidelines that they have to follow. So if they didn't want to come to work, they don't have to. The only ramification really is to have them recalled. So what it does is it allows the town to have a dedicated, in this case, clerk who has to be here and be working under the same rules and regulations as all the other non-union employees. And it allows the town to advertise and hire a town clerk that is best capable of filling the position and doing a good job for the community. So that's the rationale behind it. We'll see. It'll be on the fall town meeting warrant, and the voters can make a decision which way they want to move forward with that. And if they choose to go forward and have it be appointed, we'll work through that process with a May timeline in place. And if they choose to keep it elected, that's absolutely fine as well. We'll take the guidance from the voters, and we'll keep that position elected. So with that, I want to thank everyone very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the last couple of days of July, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.